This was tagged to me on Twitter, and I have to first start off by saying, what in the propaganda machine do I see on my screen? Yet again, they have found a way to create a buck breaking technique, and it had to involve a black boy. So this picture has been floating around the internet. As a matter of fact, I think it was about 3 of them, and it was always this one right here. For a minute there, I thought this was the only one until I went onto Google and typed in the name of the organization. Yes, this is an actual organization. Into Google, and I saw that there were multiple pictures, not just of this boy, but another black boy with another person, and then some other races of boys with the corresponding princesses. So basically, the name of this organization is called Boys Can Be Princesses Too. It's an actual group. It has a website, and I'm going to read from that website in a minute. And they basically are trying to, in their way, in their words, I guess you could say, break down this barrier that boys can only be princes and girls can only be princesses, just like the color blue should be associated with a boy and the color pink should be associated with a girl. We live in a world where everybody's trying to rearrange the norm and then try to make what's abnormal be normal. And I said, ironically, the way many of us found out about this organization was the picture that was the lead picture, which was this of the black boy dressed up like Cinderella. Now it was 2 other ones, but it was another one. I don't think I can find it on here, where you had the woman in the picture put the quote unquote glass slipper onto the boy, like how it was in the movie and the story. So now he's going to be learning how not only to wear a dress, but learning how to wear heels. And ironically, it's little boys that they're doing this with. It looks very, I'm not even going to lie, it looks very pedophilish in nature. Like, when you get a chance, go on to Google and type in Boys Can Be Princesses Too, and it does not look right at all. Not at all. Now, just imagine if this was a man or men running an organization called Girls Can Be Princes Too, where it's the reverse. You had the girls dressing like princes with the grown men. You would probably have everyone saying that these men look like pedophiles, but they're not saying that about these women. That's why I say when it comes to talking about pedophiles and stuff like that, it's very one-sided. It's very rare that a woman gets hit with the label of being a pedophile. It's like they made that word strategically for men to only have that title, even though women are just as much of a pedophile as a man can be. Not saying that is more of them, but I'm saying that they can act in that nature. And the reason why they keep getting away with it is because they don't get hit with that title when they commit the act. Yes, I'm looking at those teachers that like to sleep with their students, because there's plenty of women who do that and constantly get away with it. Just did a story about a woman who did it and got a slap on the wrist, and she didn't have to get registered as a sex offender. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to read from the website, and it's what called boyscanbeprincesses2.com. This project was founded by a Chicago photographer and former owner of Princess Capade's Princess Parties in early 2019. From our founder, Kitty. First off, what grown woman is named Kitty? If her name is Kitty and she's a grown woman, I'm going to only assume that she's a porn star. When I ran my company, it was on the belief that anyone can enjoy the magic, beauty, and empowerment of a fairy tale princess. Unfortunately, I noticed that wasn't always the case. During my time as a princess performer, company owner, and preschool assistant, I have seen boys being told that princesses are just for girls, or that liking princesses and especially dressing as one somehow makes them weak, inferior, or not boys. They're told is not manly or macho or normal. This leads boys to feel ashamed or their interests, confused, sad, and lonely. You know what that all sums up to me? If she could have put in that title, or not title, but in that paragraph, toxic masculinity, she probably would have. But because she had to leave this site to be more kid friendly, she could not put that terminology in it. But if she could, if this was to garner more adults than children, then she probably would have. Putting on a princess dress doesn't make a boy or a girl any more than putting on a shell makes them a real Ninja Turtle. When I say can be a princess, I mean they can be a princess when they play the same way. They can be a superhero when they play, even though neither is literally possible by definition. I simply feel that a child's imagination should not be limited by their gender. I bet she's one of them gender fluid type people. Usually when people talk like that, they are those gender fluid types. That's why I have decided to produce a series of photos showing little boys dressed as their favorite princess together with their favorite princess. I know there are little boys out there that love these fairy tale characters just as much as little girls we meet during princess parties. Our interactions with them have been, for whatever reasons, few and far in between. But we see these boys, we know them, and we love them. Therefore, our goal here is to show these boys and world that it is perfectly acceptable for boys to admire and even dress like princesses. I want to show them it's okay for boys to dress up as their heroes, even if that means they're twirling around. Look at that terminology, twirling around in a ball gown. Overall, I want everyone to see it's okay to be who you are and like what you like. No child should feel ashamed of the things that bring them joy. I would like to know, who are these kids' parents? Who are these boys' parents that are allowing their boys to do this? That's what I would just seriously and genuinely like to know. I have a feeling that if Charlize Theron was not a famous actress, she probably would take her son to this, since she likes to throw him in the Elsa gown and the wigs and everything like that, and then walk around and claim that the boy is her daughter and not her son. That batshit crazy bitch. But yeah, this is just, I guess it's too much like right if they would actually have girls there to be their models, but they want to have the boys there to be the princess model instead of the girl. But this is the world and society we live in today. And just a couple days ago, didn't I just do a video about former President Barack Obama saying that women are indubitably better than men and they need to be leaders of every country in the world and they can balance stuff out? Just imagine if every woman who ran a nation thought like this kitty person. This is what we would get. This is what we would get. Y'all let me know what you think. I'll talk to you in the next one.